Hey there, it's Devin Michaels, founder and CEO of 123Employee. I want to welcome you to this Hangout, which will be pretty short. We'll keep it at around 20-25 minutes. And I'll share with you just one of the strategies that we'll be sharing with you live at Beyond Marketing Live. And if you're not familiar with Beyond Marketing Live is the premier marketing, delegation, and lifestyle event. We hold this event all over the world. Thousands of entrepreneurs from all over the planet have attended. They've learned some amazing stuff. They've learned how to generate unlimited leads for life in just one weekend. But better than that, they've also learned how to outsource and delegate it all so that they can focus on growing their business and focus on doing the things that really juice them and excite them. It's truly a marketing and lifestyle event. People love the event. We get rave reviews, and we're very proud of doing the event. We just love doing it. It's a labor of love. And when I say we, it's myself, the entire 123Employee team, and that includes our VP and my partner, Bijal Palmer. Hey, Bijal, you there?
Hey, Davin, I'm here. Well, I'm not there. I'm here, which is on the other side of the planet right now. And again, one of the benefits of being able to run a virtualized business.
Absolutely. So where are you today?
I'm actually in India. This is a home base for the time being. So we're working the other side of the world, 123, and our clients here, and you're of course on the other side of the planet. And talk about virtualization. That's one of the topics that we are covering at the event, which is how to virtualize your business, how to create a team, a global team that can help you run your business 24/7 while you go off and have fun.
Absolutely. And if you're not familiar with 123Employee, we're the premier outsourcing centers in the Philippines. We have 3 centers, hundreds and hundreds of employees. We work with entrepreneurs just like you all over the planet and some of the biggest thought leaders and gurus on the earth. And we do their internet marketing, social media, telemarketing, back office tasks, all the busy stuff in their business so they can focus on the income generating activities in their business and the things that really juice them and excite them. But this is not a commercial for 123Employee, and the event is not a commercial for 123Employee. What we learned very early on is we were early adopters in the outsourcing business. When we got on board, nobody really understood it. The big companies were doing it, but entrepreneurs had no idea what it meant, how to do it, how to utilize outsourced virtual assistants to grow their business. And so we learned early on that we had to adopt an educational model to educate our clients and prospects so that then they would become outsourcing and marketing experts. And so early on, we started empowering them by sharing freely with them all of the advanced marketing strategies that we've learned over the years because we work with some of the biggest gurus and thought leaders in that space all over the world. And we understand how to do all this stuff because we do it all for them. That's what we do. So we get a rare behind-the-scenes glimpse of what really works in the internet marketing business, and we share it all freely at our events in hopes that people will learn how to do this stuff and then they'll make the logical choice to outsource and delegate with us, and so many people do. So that's why we're able to just offer all of this information absolutely free. And so we wanted to record a short hangout to just preview one of the strategies that we'll be sharing at the event to generate more and more business for your business. And so we're going to go ahead and jump into that right now. So let me just share my screen here real quick, and then I'll pull up a PowerPoint here. All right, let's see. Okay, and Bijal, can you see my screen?
I can. Good to go.
Okay, excellent. So in this Hangout, we're going to spend about maybe 15, 20 minutes talking about email deliverability and how to increase the email deliverability that you get. In other words, more people opening up your emails, more people actually taking action on those emails, having a higher click-through rate, and increasing your conversions overall. And my question for you is, email important today? And the answer is absolutely. They say your list is your life, or the gold is in your list, and you want to have a big fat email list. And for many of you watching this, you may have a list of 5,000, 10,000 people, and many of you may have no list. But I'm sure that no matter what, you all want to increase the size of that list. And at the event, we're going to show you a ton of different strategies to build and grow that list literally overnight. And we're going to give all that information freely to you. You don't have to pay for that. That's just a product of being at the event. But we know, we're going to show you how to do this stuff. We know that many of you are going to probably outsource those tasks to us, and then everybody wins. All right, so we are talking about this, of course, in the text of our event, in the context of our event, Beyond Marketing Live. And actually, my clicker's not working here. Oh, there we go. Okay, and so we always like to start these things with what we call an ethical bribe. And so we're going to offer you an ethical bribe to come to the event. Now, you may already be registered for this event because we sent this email out to people who are registered. So if you're registered, you're good to go. You don't have to register again. But if you haven't registered yet, now is the time, because we're going to offer you an ethical bribe for attending the event. And when you attend the event, stay all 3 days. We're going to give you a month of free outsourcing services at 123Employee. And it's a $546 value. And let's go ahead and break that down. So if you attend day one, we will give you a week of service, and we'll be scanning you in and out of the day, so you can't cheat it. You've got to be there. If you attend days 1 and 2, we'll give you 2 weeks of virtual assistant services absolutely free at 123. And if you stay for all 3 days, we will give you a month of free virtual assistant services. There's no catch, there's no contracts, there's no obligation. It's free just for sitting in your seat and absorbing this information. And our next Beyond Marketing Live is taking place October 17th, 18th, and 19th at the Westin LAX. The room block, we have a negotiated room block that is about to expire. So you want to give them a call at 310-216-5858. That's 310-216-5858. Or simply go to beyondmarketinglive.com/hotels. That's beyondmarketinglive.com/hotels. I always get that mixed up, so it could be /hotel, but it is hotels. Okay, I've just been informed that it's beyondmarketinglive.com/hotels. You want to get registered right away with your hotel room, remembering that it's that is only going to be available for the next few days to get that negotiated room block discount, but also knowing that you can always cancel, I believe, up to about a day or two before the event. So if you're still on the fence, or if you're not sure you can clear your schedule, book your hotel room now so that you're good to go. You can always cancel it if you need to. Also, if you're local, I still highly suggest booking a hotel room. We don't get a kickback for this, but you want to be on the premises. We're going to be doing a lot of fun stuff. There are 2 reasons why you attend these events. One is to learn, the other is to network, and the networking is supreme at Beyond Marketing Live. We really enforce it. We really push networking. We're very pro networking, and you're going to meet some great people, captains of business. And these are people you're going to want to joint venture with and network with. So this will happen more easily, of course, if you actually stay at the hotel. And we do a lot of fun things. We have some entertainment in the evenings and some fun parties. So it's a blast. You want to be at the event. Okay. And by the way, too, well, actually, I'll come back to that. So go ahead and grab your pen and paper and get ready to take some important notes here. And let's go ahead and talk about email marketing for a few minutes and how to increase your click-through rate and your conversion, and of course your open rates. So is email important? As we've already established, it is vitally important in your business. You want to have a big fat list so you can turn it on anytime you like, send out an email, and make a lot of money. Now,
there's a myth out there with a lot of gurus are putting out, which is email marketing is dead. You may have seen, emails come across your desk, or you may have seen, gurus kind of prophesize this message. The funny thing is, the very same gurus are marketing their email is dead via email.
Yeah,
message.
right.
And they're usually trying to sell some social media course or whatever, but it's really very important to realize that email is not dead, and it's still a key part of lead generation.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I will tell you, both Bijal and I will profess to this, that email has changed drastically over the last several years. There was a time when we had a 20% open rate. Those days are gone. They're never coming back. But we've created hybrid approaches to still get those open rates. But we do it with a mixture of email, social media, retargeting, custom audiences. It's a whole thing. And we share all of that at the event. Okay, so this is a screenshot from a 30-day window of our emails sending out over a 30-day period. This screenshot I think we shot actually last year, so we should probably update it. On average these days, we send out about 1.2 to 1.5 million emails per month. And this is not spam, this is not cold email, this is to our own list. And we're pretty active with our list. And but this was shot about a year ago, and so this was a year running up to one of our events. And so as you can see, we did almost a million emails, 825,125 emails, and of those, about 40,000 or 39,246 to be exact, were open. So that signifies just under a 5% open rate, 4.76%. And so my question for all of you out there is this a respectable rate? Is this a good open rate? Bajal, what do you think?
It's decent, Aaron.
Yeah, it's decent, but it's not great, not by any means. And on average, we're used to seeing over the last 12 months or so about an 8%, 8 to 8.5% open rate. Now, some emails we do literally get 18 to 20%, but those are very niched out emails. But on average, about 8 plus percent. So what happened was over literally about a 2 week period, almost overnight, our open rates dropped in half. And this was earlier last year. And of course, this was a major concern. And my question for you, if you're watching this, is why do you think that we had this huge dip in opens? And I unfortunately, we've pre-recorded this because Bijal and I are very busy traveling, so I won't be able to get your response in real time, but I sure would be curious to hear why you think this dropped. But I'm going to tell you why. And that is Gmail. And Gmail, let's face it, everybody is on Gmail. Now, not everybody, but probably about 80% of all people. And for those people that don't have a Gmail address, they may have address like at their company, like we have at 123employee.com or what have you. They may have a custom domain, but they could still be on Gmail, because in Gmail you can cloak your address. You can run your company mail through Gmail. And then there's also Google Apps, which is a more advanced enterprise version of Gmail also. So really, literally, almost 80% of the world is on Gmail, and the rest of them are in web-based email. And so it was really Gmail that was responsible for this huge dip of 50% in our open rates. And the reason was a very small strip of code, but incredibly elegant. And if you are a Gmail web-based user, you've probably seen it. It's a little strip that goes across the top with 3 tabs, and they say primary, social, and promotions. And most of you are finding that your emails, your marketing emails that you're sending out, are going into the promotions tab. Now let's think about this for a minute. If you are a Gmail web-based user, the odds are you love this thing. This is great because you can quickly get into your primary tab, check out your important emails, you can check out social media if you feel like it, and then you can quickly scan your promotions. I mean, this is a total win for the end user. And Gmail's only focus is the end user. They don't even care about their advertisers. I mean, of course they care. That's where all the money is. But they are 100% committed to the user experience, and that's how they keep Gmail. That's how they keep Google as the #1 search engine. And if you're a marketer, well, you come in second in the eyes of Google. So from a consumer standpoint, this is great. But from a marketer standpoint, this is terrible. And I remember when I first saw this strip, I thought to myself, this is the end of email marketing. And although I was not correct about that, it certainly was a major detriment, and it cut our email open rate by 50%. So the reality is, when you think about our new business, it had no effect on new business for the most part. Well, it still had an effect on new business, but on our old business, it literally cut our business in half. Can you imagine one day having your entire business cut in half? And I'm not the only one. This affected every single business out there. So I knew that this was of major concern, and I put quite a bit of focus on this. And I brought my team together, and I basically looked at 2 things. I said, if we can never get our emails out of the promotions tab, what can we do to mitigate this and bring back some of that business? So that was my #1 objective. And then my second objective was, hey, how do we just get it out of promotions and get it into primary? So those were my 2 things. So ideally, I wanted to get it back in primary, but if I couldn't get it back in the primary tab, then I had to figure out how to mitigate that as much as possible. So this is what I started doing. I first started with the first objective was, let's just say that we can never get out of primary. What can we do to mitigate some of this? So the first thing we did is we changed our thank you page. So when somebody opted into our list, rather than just getting a page that said, thank you for your inquiry, we'll get information out to you right away, we changed it to this. So it says information has just been sent to you. Check your email now. And then it says P.S. Gmail has recently updated their platform and they may not know that we're friends. So if you use Gmail, you may find our email in your promotions tab. If so, simply drag our email into your primary tab. This way we can stay in communication. And this certainly helped. This certainly helped. This increased our open rates by about, I'm sorry, not our open rates, but our open rates, excuse me, by about 10%, which is exactly what I figured it would do. And it increased our opens by about 10%. So that was certainly something. The next thing we did is we added a voice broadcast announcement. So if you're not familiar with voice broadcasting, it's an automated phone call. Now, today, you have to be very careful making these calls. It's illegal in a lot of different places, in a lot of different areas, but there are some loopholes. One is if you have a current existing relationship and it's permission-based with your client, which we do, and also you're allowed to call businesses, and we only deal with business, so we were able to do this. So we also had, as soon as somebody opts into our list, they receive a phone call. And it says, hey, thanks for subscribing to our list. We want to welcome you aboard. Just so you know, you may be a Gmail web-based user. If you are, Gmail may not know that we're friends, and you may find our emails in your promotions tab. If that's the case, please locate that email, drag it to your primary tab, and hit OK to approve it. That way we can keep you abreast of all the latest and greatest in marketing and delegation. And that helped as well. That increased our open rates by another 10%. Next thing we looked at was trusted sources. There's a lot of trusted sources out there, not a lot, but some that have a 99.9% inbox rate, like LinkedIn. So we get people on our LinkedIn list, all social media, Facebook, Twitter. In addition to that, well, there they are, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and we even used Eventbrite for our events because we could email out through Eventbrite and we would get a high open rate. So this also increased our opens by about 10%. So this was all very good. The next thing that we looked at is how could we get our emails back in the primary box, because that was really our main objective. And remember, this was not just a Gmail issue. Granted, Gmail was the only company that created this elegant piece of code, but Gmail is the trendsetter. So we knew that Yahoo, MSN, Hotmail, all these other carriers would certainly follow suit. They would just follow whatever Gmail did. So our concern was across the board. So the next thing we looked at is, what if we sent the emails out rather than from info@123employee.com or info@davinmichaels.com? Why don't we send them from a Gmail address? So we tried that. We also tried a cloaked Gmail address. And unfortunately, we still found that those emails ended up in the promotions tab. So that was not a win. Next thing we took a look at is changing our from email address from info@123employee.com to support@123employee.com, because support sort of presupposes that you have a relationship with somebody already, right? You have a relationship with the company. You would hear, if you send an inquiry, you'd hear back from support at that company. So we tried that, and that was not a win either. That did not get the email into the primary tab. Next thing we tried is plain text email. We were sending nice, pretty HTML emails with my smiling face and the 123 logo, and then we just tried let's send just a straight up plain text email, and we did that, and that actually inboxed. So we finally were back in the primary tab, and this was a good thing. So the first thing I'll tell you is, well, I'll circle back to the plain text in a second, but what I want to do is explain that what I highly suggest you do is, the first thing you want to do is create a test email list. Okay, so every time you're going to send out a marketing email, you should send out to this test email list. And on this test email list, what you should have is you should have a Gmail address, an MSN address, a Hotmail address, a Yahoo address, every sort of popular web-based email you can think of. Create an address on there and then add this to your test list. And then each time before you send out a mailing, an email, you want to send it to your test list. Make sure they all get inbox. They don't show up in junk. They don't show up in promotions tab. They all end up primary. And then also you want to check those email on both your computer on an iPhone and an Android. You want to make sure that they're formatted properly on those platforms, because today we know that about 80 to 85% of all emails are going to be viewed on a mobile device. So this is really key. So you want to create this test list. So we finally cracked the code here. We were using our test list, we were sending out text emails, and we were getting inbox. The only problem was there was a problem with that. Bijal, do you know what the problem is with this?
No.
Okay, well, I'll tell you. The problem with text-only emails is that they're not trackable. Now, you can certainly track how many people click, because once they click, they're going to, you can track them on the click, but you can't track the opens. And I am a huge tester. I test everything, and I look at metrics. I never trust my instincts, because you never know what's going to work. It's all about numbers. It's all about the metrics, and we're split testing everything all the time. That's how we're able to get such high open rates, such high click-throughs, such high sales. I mean, we crush it, but that's because we know exactly what we're doing. You can only measure what is measurable. You can only grow your numbers by looking at your baseline numbers. So this is a major problem. Text was not going to work. I mean, if we had to do it, we were going to do it, but then we'd be shooting in the dark from now on, so that didn't work. So the next thing I did is I took an HTML email and I just stripped all the graphics. And so what you're going to have is you're going to still have an email that looks like a text email, but now you can put a pixel in it, and a tracking pixel, and that's how you're able to track opens. So I tried that. I stripped the graphics and used an HTML email, and that worked as well. So that is what I highly suggest that you do, is that you strip all your graphics, use an HTML email so you can still track it, and this is how you will get through the primary box, as well as all the other filtering that exists out there in web-based email. So let's take a look at the results. So as you can see, after I made these changes, we circled back around. We did a 30-day view of our emails. This was a busier month. We sent out about 1.2 million emails during that month, but this time around, almost 100,000 of them got inboxed, about 8.4%. Once again, a respectable rate. Nothing compared to where it was years ago, but certainly a respectable rate today, especially from such an aggressive mailer like we are. Of course, always permission-based. And so this is what I highly suggest you do. And this one strategy should double your sales in your business. And this is just one of the many strategies that we'll be sharing at Beyond Marketing Live. So just to recap once again, remember, we're giving you an ethical bribe for attending the event. When you attend Beyond Marketing Live, we're going to give you a gift of $546 value, which is basically a month of service at 123Employee with a virtual assistant that can do all this stuff for you. So remember, attend day one, get a week of free service at 123Employee. Attend all of days 1 and 2 and receive 2 weeks of service. And we did receive some inquiries saying, well, what if I can't attend day 1, but I can attend day 2 and 3? That's fine. For each day that you're at the event, we'll give you a week of free virtual assistant services. But the bonus of staying all 3 days is that we're going to give you a full month of service at 123Employee, valued at $546. No strings attached, no contracts. We just want you to be at the event, learn all this great stuff, and spend the 3 days with us. And I guarantee you it'll be the most valuable business-building 3 days that you have ever spent, as we show you at the event how to generate unlimited leads for life in your business. And that's huge. Bijal and I both have the privilege of speaking on some of the biggest entrepreneur stages on the planet. And he and I are both naturally inquisitive guys. We love people. We love to figure out what people are doing, what they're all about. And we always ask, what are the biggest challenges that you face in your business? And although we receive a whole bunch of different responses, it always comes back to two. One is time. How do you get more time? And let's face it, no matter how much money we're making, my time is worth a couple $1,000s an hour, but I still can't go out and buy time. Nobody can buy time. And so your time is priceless. But utilizing outsourced virtual assistants is one way to get your time back. Now, in addition to that, though, the second response is always, people don't have enough business. They want to get more business for their business, more leads. And at the event, we're going to show you how to generate a ton of business, how to generate unlimited leads for life in your business. And there's no charge for this. This is just a product of being at the event. And then we're even going to show you how to utilize outsourced virtual assistants to get leverage on that and have other people do that stuff for you so that you can focus on the big picture tasks in your business, really growing your business, moving it forward, and living your true life adventure. The event takes place October 17th, 18th, and 19th. That's a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the Westin LAX. You can call and make your reservation at 310-216-5858. That's for the hotel to take advantage of our negotiated room rate. Just let them know that you're coming to attend Beyond Marketing Live. That is about to expire, that negotiated room rate, so now is the time to book it. If you're still trying to arrange your calendar, that's fine. Just go ahead and book it. You can always change or cancel that later if you need to. You can also do this online at beyondmarketinglive.com/hotels. That's beyondmarketinglive.com/hotels. All right, Bijal, anything in closing?
Yeah, there's three questions. You may want to address this at the event itself, but the first question is, how are you actually collecting the phone numbers to actually do a voice broadcast? Question number two is, I know there's certain words that trigger the spam filters, so in the subject line and in the body of the email. And the third question is, in testing, have you tested out various forms of emails, like short format, long format, wide format, 5-word with formats? A lot more content. Maybe we can do it on maybe we can address at the event.
Yeah, sure, but we'll quickly talk about it right now. And that is, the first question was, how do we get phone numbers so that we can call the people? Well, you can have this on your opt-in form, but do keep in mind that if you have a phone number in your opt-in form, it's going to decrease your conversion. It's going to decrease the amount of opt-ins you get by 30 to 40%. Now, phone numbers are very valuable, and if a phone number is really valuable to you, then it may be worth it to cut down your response by 30 to 40%. But what I suggest you do, and this is what we do, is we step the process. So if you come to 123Employee and you want to get our free goodies, we offer you an ethical bribe to get it, and you'll put in your email address. That's it. And then we'll say, well, hey, listen, we have another free gift for you if you give us your phone number. And then we say, okay, great, we got that. And then we'll say, hey, we'll give you another free gift if you give us your mailing address, because that information is valuable to us as well. So we do 3 steps. There are actually 3 separate opt-in forms. And if you have that level of sophistication to do that, I highly suggest that you approach it that way. If you don't, we'll show you how we do that stuff at the event, and how you can get that level of sophistication as well, which is pretty cool. Next question is spam filtering. And that is, if you have a decent email program like Aweber, Infusionsoft, One Shopping Cart, they'll actually grade the emails for you and let you know what you're doing wrong in the email. So if you're like, make big money in your email, well, that's going to get flagged, but it'll tell you like remove make big money. And so that'll certainly help you out with that. And then the last question was short emails versus long emails. The best way to find that out is to test that with your list. So we often will send, if we're split testing something in the email, Liz, our affiliate manager, she'll split the emails. So, we'll send out 100,000 emails with one subject line to half the list, another 100,000 emails to the other half of the list with a different subject line, and we split test that. And so you can split test long copy versus short copy. What we find today is that people have less and less time, and they tend to be reading their emails on a mobile device. So if they're familiar with what you're offering them, I would keep the email short. If it's a very new concept and you want to go long copy, you can do it, but we like short emails these days. Having said that, though, we do mix it up. All right, so there's the short answers to those questions. We'll answer them in long form at Beyond Marketing Live. If you're already registered, you're good to go. If not, now is the time to register, and you can do that at beyondmarketinglive.com. That's beyondmarketinglive.com. Until the event, this is Davin Michaels with
Vijay.
And we look forward to meeting you live and in person at Beyond Marketing Live. Until then, live your true life adventure. We'll see you at the event. Bye for now.
See you soon. Bye-bye.